My girlfriend demanded, "We're becoming vegans together, or I'm leaving." I said, "Let's start tomorrow." Then I opened a steakhouse with my savings, named it after her pet name for me, and made opening day her birthday. She found out when her friends excitedly dragged her there for the surprise. I, 29 male, was with Clarissa, 27, for 3 years. Everything was fine until she attended a wellness retreat with her influencer friend Astrid last summer. She came back transformed, and not in a good way. Day 1 after the retreat, she threw out $400 worth of groceries from our fridge. Meat, eggs, cheese, even my coffee creamer because it had milk in it. When I asked TF she was doing, she announced, "We're vegans now." Not, "I'm going vegan." We're vegans. I tried to be reasonable. "Clarissa, that's great you want to try this, but you can't just decide my diet for me." She hit me with, "If you loved me, you'd support my journey. Couples who don't align spiritually and ethically are doomed." Do you want us to be doomed, Bear? Bear was her pet name for me. I know. For 3 months, I tried compromising. I'd eat vegan at home, but have what I wanted when out. Not good enough. She'd smell meat on me like a bloodhound and cry about how I was poisoning my temple and participating in murder. Then came the ultimatum on November 15th. She sat me down with a PowerPoint presentation, I'm not kidding, titled, "Our Ethical Future Together." Slide 23 was the kicker. Michael must commit to full veganism by November 30th, or this relationship ends. I stared at her. "You're giving me 2 weeks to completely change my lifestyle, or you're leaving?" It's not an ultimatum, Bear. It's boundaries. Here's the thing. I'd been saving for 2 years to open a restaurant. Had $85,000 saved up, found the perfect spot, even had a name picked out. I was planning to tell Clarissa once everything was finalized. The lease was already signed, renovations were halfway done. The restaurant, a steakhouse called the Bear's Den. Yeah, I looked at her PowerPoint, at her smug face waiting for me to cave, and said, "You know what? You're right, let's start tomorrow." Her whole face lit up. She actually squealed and hugged me. "Really? Oh, Bear, I knew you'd understand. We're going to be so healthy and aligned." I smiled and hugged her back, already texting my contractor to speed up the timeline. The next 2 months were hilarious in hindsight. Clarissa made us matching Powered by Plants t-shirts. She signed us up for vegan cooking classes. She told everyone how I'd seen the light, and we were now an ethically aligned couple. Meanwhile, I was finalizing the menu with my chef, who thought the whole situation was comedy gold. Setting up suppliers for the finest cuts of meat in the state. Training staff on wine pairings for every steak. Planning the grand opening for January 28th, Clarissa's birthday. I kept up the act at home. Ate her quinoa bowls, smiled through her lectures about factory farming, even helped her film a TikTok about converting your carnivore boyfriend. She never suspected anything. I'd told her I was working overtime on a big project at work. She was too busy planning her birthday party to ask questions. 2 weeks before opening, I started the marketing campaign. Social media ads, local food bloggers, the works. The tagline? The Bear's Den, where carnivores come home. Clarissa's best friend Josie saw the ads first. She called Clarissa, screaming with excitement. "Oh my God, there's a new steakhouse opening on your birthday, and it's called the Bear's Den, just like Michael's nickname. We have to go." Clarissa laughed it off. "That's funny, but we're vegans now. We'll go to that new plant-based place instead." But Josie wasn't having it. She'd already made reservations for 8 people. "Come on, it's your birthday. One night won't kill you. Besides, they probably have salads." January 28th arrived. I left early, telling Clarissa I had to handle something for her surprise. She assumed I was picking up her cake from the vegan bakery. Nope, I was at my restaurant, making sure everything was perfect for the 5 p.m. grand opening. At 4:45, I got the text from Josie. "ETA 15 minutes, she has no idea." At 5:02, I watched through the window as Josie's car pulled up. Clarissa got out looking annoyed, probably still protesting about coming to a steakhouse. Then she saw the sign. The Bear's Den, grand opening. She stopped, stared, then looked at the smaller sign underneath. Owner and head chef, Michael Bear Morrison. I'll never forget her face. The confusion, the realization, then the absolute rage. She stormed in just as I was cutting the ribbon for the photographer. "What the hell is this?" "Surprise, babe. Remember when you said we needed to align our ethics? Well, I realized you were right. I needed to be true to myself, and this is who I am. You? You opened a steakhouse? Not just any steakhouse, the best in town. Oh, and I've been working on this for 8 months. You know, back when you were still eating bacon. Her friends were losing it. Half were taking pictures, half were reading the menu. Josie ordered the tomahawk special before Clarissa could stop her. How could you? Clarissa screamed. We're vegans. No, you're vegan. You decided that for both of us. I just decided not to argue anymore. Update 1. Holy hell, this blew up. To answer the main questions, yes, this is real. No, we're not together anymore, obviously. Yes, the restaurant is doing amazing. So after the grand opening disaster, Clarissa went nuclear on social media. Posted a TikTok that went semi-viral, 50K views, about her narcissist ex who opened a murder palace on her birthday to spite her. The comments did not go the way she expected. Top comment with 8K likes. Girl, he owned a restaurant and you didn't know? Were you even in a relationship? She tried damage control with a follow-up video explaining how I'd manipulated and gaslit her by pretending to go vegan. Someone found her old, converting my carnivore boyfriend. TikTok and the comparison was not flattering for her. But here's where it gets wild. Astrid, the influencer friend who started all this, came to the restaurant yesterday. Ordered the ribeye. What? Turns out she's not even vegan. Never was. The wellness retreat was sponsored by a plant-based supplement company. She was paid $5,000 to promote veganism for 6 months. She's been eating meat the whole time, just not posting about it. Clarissa found out when another attendee from the retreat posted a story from a sushi restaurant, raw salmon roll in hand, tagged with Astrid. The meltdown was spectacular. Clarissa called me at 2 a.m. crying and screaming. You knew she was fake. I didn't know anything. I just knew I wasn't giving up ribeye because your friend got a sponsorship deal. This is all your fault. How is Astrid being a fraud my fault? Because if you'd just gone vegan with me, none of this would matter. Clarissa, she lied to you. Took your money for that retreat, convinced you to change your whole life, and was eating burgers the whole time. At least she didn't open a death restaurant. I hung up, but the entitlement didn't stop there. This morning I got a call from her mother, Diane. This woman had the audacity to demand I close my restaurant because it's hurting Clarissa's mental health. Your daughter tried to control my diet. I opened a business. These are not the same. She was trying to help you be healthier. By throwing away my food and threatening to leave me if I didn't comply within 2 weeks. She's sensitive. You know this. You should have just gone along with it. Diane, with all due respect, your daughter isn't sensitive. She's controlling. She threatened to leave bad Yelp reviews. I reminded her that fraudulent reviews are illegal, and I have lawyers now. The best part? 3 of Clarissa's friends from the birthday dinner have already come back. Josie brought a date last night and thanked me for finally standing up to her. Apparently, Clarissa has a history of this. In college, she demanded her entire friend group go gluten-free because she read an article. Before me, she tried to force an ex to quit his band because music venues were too tempting for infidelity. The friend group has been waiting for someone to finally tell her no. Update 2. Clarissa has lost her damn mind. First, she tried to organize a protest outside my restaurant. Posted in every vegan Facebook group in the area about the evil carnivore establishment that's destroying our planet. 7 people showed up. 3 were just there to see what the fuss was about and ended up coming inside for lunch. The other 4 stood outside with signs until it started raining. Clarissa wasn't even there. She was coordinating from home because standing outside was too traumatic. Then she tried to get me canceled. Made a Twitter thread about how I emotionally abused her by lying about being vegan. The thread included screenshots of texts where I said things like, "Dinner looks great, babe," about a salad, and "Sure, let's try that new place," about a vegan restaurant. Her evidence of abuse? I didn't fight her on veganism. That's it. I was abusive because I didn't argue with her. Twitter roasted her. Someone quote tweeted with, "Fellas, is it emotional abuse to eat salad?" It got 20K likes. But yesterday was the peak crazy. I'm at the restaurant doing inventory when one of my servers, Jerome, comes to find me. Boss, your ex is here with a camera crew?" I go out and there's Clarissa with two guys holding phones, filming her as she stands in my dining room announcing she's doing a live investigation of health code violations at the Bear's Den. "Ma'am, you need to leave," I said calmly. "I'm a citizen journalist. The public has a right to know what goes on in this murder kitchen. Clarissa, you're trespassing. Leave now or I call the police." She turned to the camera. "Do you see this? He's trying to silence me." That's when I noticed one of her camera crew was wearing a Meat is Murder shirt, but also eating our complimentary bread with butter. "Dude, are you seriously eating here while filming a vegan protest?" He looked down at the bread like it betrayed him. It's really good bread." Clarissa screamed at him, started calling him a traitor to the cause and a weak-minded carnist. The guy just shrugged, grabbed another piece of bread, and left. The other camera guy followed, mumbling something about not signing up for this level of crazy. She tried to continue her investigation with her phone, but one of my regulars, an older gentleman named Frank, stood up and said loud enough for her camera, "Young lady, I'm trying to enjoy a nice steak dinner with my wife for our anniversary. Please take your tantrum elsewhere." The whole restaurant started clapping. Clarissa left in tears, but not before knocking over our specials board. I thought that was the end of it. Nope. This morning I wake up to 73 missed calls. Not from Clarissa, from my mother. Turns out Clarissa called my mom crying about how I publicly humiliated her and ruined her activism. She convinced my mother that I'm having a mental breakdown, and the restaurant is my cry for help. My mom asked if I was okay. I sent her our revenue from the first week. She replied, "Never mind, you're doing great, sweetie. That girl was always a bit much." Update 3. So Clarissa's vegan phase is officially over, but not how you'd think. Remember Astrid, the fake vegan influencer? Well, she posted an apology video admitting she was never vegan and was just doing it for sponsorships. The video went viral, 2.3 million views, and the plant-based supplement company dropped her immediately. But here's the twist. She blamed Clarissa for pressuring her to maintain the lie and creating a toxic environment where she couldn't be authentic. Clarissa went ballistic. Posted a 47-minute response video, yes, 47 minutes, where she cried, screamed, and at one point held up printed screenshots of Astrid's old posts like a detective presenting evidence. The internet was not kind. Someone made a meme of her ugly crying face with the caption, "When you find out your influencer bestie influenced you." It became a reaction gif. Unable to handle the mockery, Clarissa did what any rational person would do. She announced she was becoming a breatharian. For those lucky enough not to know, breatharians believe you can survive on air and sunlight alone. No food, no water, just vibes. She lasted 14 hours. Her roommate Kendra called me panicking because she found Clarissa passed out in their kitchen, hands still in a box of Lucky Charms. Not even vegan cereal. Lucky Charms. When she came to, apparently she said the cosmos had released her from dietary restrictions and that her spiritual journey had evolved beyond labels. Translation, she gave up, but the best part happened 3 days ago. I'm working the lunch rush when Jerome tells me there's someone asking for me at table 12. I go out and it's Clarissa's dad, Robert. This man orders the biggest steak we have, looks me dead in the eye, and says, "I've been waiting 3 years for her to break up with someone so I could eat meat in peace. Thank you." Turns out Clarissa had forced her entire family to go vegan when she visited. Her parents, her brother, even her 80-year-old grandmother. They'd all been sneaking meat when she wasn't around. Robert became a regular. Comes in every Thursday for the ribeye. He brought Clarissa's brother last week, who ordered 2 burgers and literally took photos with them. Then yesterday, the ultimate karmic justice was served. Clarissa got food poisoning. From the vegan restaurant she'd been promoting as safer and cleaner than any murder kitchen, the health department found multiple violations. They'd been thawing frozen, plant-based meat at room temperature and storing fucking sprouts, at unsafe temperatures. Clarissa posted from the hospital asking for healing energy and positive vibes. Someone commented, "Should have gone to the Bear's Den. Never had a sick day from there." She blocked them, but not before 200 people liked the comment. Final update. The Bear's Den just got reviewed by the biggest food critic in the state. 4.5 stars. He called our rabbi transcendent and our business model refreshingly honest. But that's not why I'm updating. Clarissa came to the restaurant last night, alone. No cameras, no protesters, no drama. She sat at the bar and ordered water. "I'm not here to cause trouble," she said when I approached. I wanted to apologize. I was suspicious, but let her talk. "I don't expect forgiveness. I was controlling and awful. I just wanted you to know that I'm in therapy now. Real therapy, not crystals or meditation or whatever." "That's good for you." "Your restaurant is beautiful, by the way. I can see how much work you put into it." She left a $100 tip for water and walked out. I thought that was surprisingly mature. Then I checked Instagram this morning. She posted a picture from last night with a novel-length caption about her journey to forgiveness and how she's growing past toxic veganism and embracing all lifestyles. The kicker? She tagged the restaurant and added the Bear's Den, support local businesses, growth mindset. My DMs are flooded with her followers asking if we serve vegan options. We do, actually. Amazing salads and a killer mushroom pasta. Our reservations for next week doubled. She's using my restaurant for clout about her growth journey. I'm not even mad. Business is business. But the real final update? Josie, Clarissa's friend who made the birthday reservation, and I have been dating for 2 weeks. She finds the whole situation hilarious and brings her friends in constantly. She also makes better steaks than me, which is both insulting and attractive. Last week, she suggested we add a vegan night once a month. Not because she's vegan, she definitely isn't, but because it would be hilarious to see Clarissa's reaction. We're calling it Clarissa Tuesdays internally. The staff thinks it's comedy gold. Oh, and Astrid, she's pivoting to intuitive eating and asked if we wanted to sponsor her. I sent back a picture of a cow with the caption, "No thanks." She replied with fair. The restaurant is booked solid for the next 3 months. We're hiring more staff. I'm thinking about opening a second location. Clarissa's mom, Diane, left a Yelp review, 5 stars. My daughter is an idiot, but the food is excellent. Robert comes in every Thursday without fail. He's got a reserved table now. Brought his poker buddies last week and they spent $500 on steaks and whiskey. And Clarissa? Last I heard, she's dating a guy who owns a barbecue food truck. The universe has a sense of humor. To everyone asking about the menu, yes, we have vegan options. No, I don't hate vegans. I hate people who control others through ultimatums and emotional manipulation. To the people saying I went too far, she gave me 2 weeks to change my entire lifestyle or lose my relationship. I gave her a reality check. We are not the same. To those asking if this was all planned, the restaurant was always happening. The timing was just beautiful coincidence. The name was petty, I'll admit that. And to Clarissa, since I know you're reading this, hi Kendra told me you lurk. Your apology was accepted the moment you left it. The $100 tip was unnecessary, but appreciated. Stop stalking my Instagram stories from your fake account PlantBB88. Yes, I know it's you. The Bear's Den is open Tuesday, Sunday, 5 to 10 p.m. Reservations recommended. We serve both violence-free vegetables and violence-full ribeyes. Come hungry, leave happy. Edit. Stop DMing me asking if Josie is single. She's not. Also, stop asking for Clarissa's social media. Let her heal in peace while eating BQ apparently. Edit 2. We are not adding a Clarissa special to the menu. That's just mean. The hypocrite's delight, however. Edit 3. Astrid is now advertising for a leather goods company. I can't make this stuff up.